So that's the tooth number 31 that we're gonna be working on today. And of course he's sedated. Thank you, Dr. Hughes.
Give me 1 more minute.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Dulce. And we have the rubber dam on.
Oh, this, I get it.
And
it's an international site.
And we're gonna go ahead and get started on this. Rubber dam is very important. No rubber dam, no root canal. So rubber dam. So I cleaned out all the decay, rebuilt that lingual wall with composite. So now I have hypo in there, and I'm using a flare file number 20 on an M4 handpiece. So what it does is it uses the reciprocating power to enlarge. Now I'm gonna just enlarge the coronal aspect, the coronal 1/3 of the tooth. I don't wanna go really deep because I don't wanna push the necrotic tissue down. So I'm just gonna enlarge the orifices of these canals, just like that. And then I'm gonna use my apex locator to take measurements. Okay. I'm measuring. I know approximately the working length is 21 millimeters. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. There it goes. And show that also. There you go. I'm gonna hit red. And once I hit red, I know right there, and I pull back a little bit, and I'm right there. Okay, so, and looks like 21, so Dulce is gonna verify it, measure and verify.
21.
Perfect, 21, so that's, the mesials are 21, and I'm gonna measure the distal now. Looks like maybe I need to make a little curvature, so let me have that cotton pliers. So it looks like maybe there's a little curve, so I use my cotton pliers and I just curve the apical area a little bit to compensate for the curvature of the root. You see a little curvature at the end of the 10 file. And I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna gently walk this to hopefully the apex of the tooth. There it goes. I'm red, and then I'm gonna pull back a little bit. And perfect right there. So looks like 21 also. So we're gonna measure again. 21?
Yeah.
Perfect. So 21, I got my working length.
Very
Yes.
nice.
So now that I have my working lengths, now I'm using my M4 safety handpiece, and I got a K file number 10 in there, and I'm just going to length. I can easily go to length because I opened the tooth up coronally. So now my number 10 file slides really easily to the working length. And distal, I might have to use some hand instrumentation and not use the safety handpiece because there was a little curvature at the end. So I need to curve my file, the tip of the file a little bit to follow the curvature of the tooth. There's an instrument that you can buy for like $280 or something that Dr. Buchanan, I believe, invented, and that automatically bends the tip of your file, but I'm too cheap to pay $280 when a cotton plier can do the same thing. So just curve the tip of the 10 file to follow the curvature of the root, because you don't want to force a straight file down a curved canal. You perforate, you create your own path, and that's called perforation. So just like that. I got a little curve that mimics the apical curvature of the root, and I used what we call balance force technique, and I go in, and as you can see, I'm all the way to the end right now. Perfect. And then now that I'm all the way to the end, I wiggled the file all the way to the end, then I can use my safety handpiece M4 and gently just open that curvature up all the way to the end. So I worked my way to size 25 right now. So I'm to size 25, and I think I'm gonna go to size 35. Multiple studies have shown that for a necrotic tooth, you need to at least go to size 35 to be able to push your irrigants all the way down the roots to get a really nice irrigation going. So, and as you can see right now, I can go all the way to the end. I don't have to curve my files anymore because I created a nice path through the curvature with number 10, 15, 20. Now my 25 goes in, and I don't have to bend it anymore because I created the path. Alright, so now is the time for my ultrasonic irrigation with hypochlorite. So we're irrigating, activating the hypochlorite ultrasonically to make sure that we got three-dimensional disinfection. Obturate, what I always do is my final inspection. I inspect to make sure that I didn't miss anything. I found all the roots, everything is nice and clean, and that's what I'm doing right now before we obturate. So everything looks great. Everything looks very nice and clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and obturate, start fitting my gutta-percha cones next. So my final irrigation is with isopropyl alcohol, and I use isopropyl alcohol as my final irrigant to help being able to dry the canals better. So isopropyl alcohol, very nice and dry, to get everything nice and dry. Soak up all the fluids that I have in there. Excellent, very good. Okay, so the next thing is drying with paper points. So dry with paper points, make sure that the canals are nice and dry. We don't want any fluids in there. Okay, so this is my sealer. I use AH+, but really doesn't matter. So I use my paper point and take some of that sealer and coat the inside of the root canal systems with the sealer, just to make sure that I have a nice layer of sealer coating the inside of the root canals. Very nice, very good, thank you. And then I leave my gutta-percha points in hypochlorite to sterilize them. So this is hypochlorite, and this is a sterile 2x2. So everything is sterile, and then I dip my gutta-percha points in sealer and place them to length 21 millimeters. That's one. Thank you. That's two. So let's do these two, and then we'll do the distal. So this is my system B, and I have two of my gutta-percha points in there, and I'm gonna go as far as it goes and remove the gutta-percha. There you go, perfect. And then I'm gonna condense. And the way I do it is I condense and I hold. I keep pressure on the gutta-percha to not allow it to, because it's hot, so keep the pressure on the gutta-percha to not allow it to expand. Excellent. I'm going to go to the other root and do the same thing. Press and hold. Just a few seconds. Excellent, very good. So now I'm going to fill the distal roots with the same technique. This is called warm vertical condensation or obturation of gutta-percha. So this unit is called the Obtura unit. Heats up the gutta-percha. It's like a glue gun. And I'm gonna go ahead and backfill now. So there you go, that's one root. Thank you. And this one. The girls make sure that that the heated parts, the hot parts, don't hit the patient. Very good. So the sponge is in and cavit goes in. All right, so cavit is in and root canal is done. Excellent. Thank you, team. Thank you, Dr. Hughes. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Dulce. Thank you so much, everyone. Worked out beautifully. Thank you very much.
Our pleasure.
All right, so this is the case that I just completed, and this is the before, of course, and this is the post-op. This is another angulation of the root canal I just completed, and you can see the trifurcation of the distal root. That's 1, 2, and 3 with sealer puffs.